I have thoughts on field storming, on planting the flag, on sportsmanship. I think it's a weird turn that college football took this weekend that would be a topic on a college football podcast about planting the flag, about defending what's yours. And Ohio State, Michigan wasn't the only place that it happened. Arizona State had an incident. Florida State had an incident. They were somewhat prevalent throughout college football. And I think I need to start by prefacing that, and I have radical views on sportsmanship. I think sportsmanship is for losers. I think sportsmanship is so losers feel warm and fuzzy on the inside about losing. I think if you won, I get to celebrate however I damn well please. I get to do and react however I want within reason. And you have to deal with it. You have to take it. You have to handle the loss your own way. The idea that I shouldn't be excited, like the whole like baseball thing, right? If I hit a home run, you got to just trot around the bases with your head down because it might piss off the pitcher that you hit a home run off. I don't care. It was mano-a-mano. I won, you lost, and I'm not going to let you, a loser, dictate my feelings. That's my radical views on sportsmanship. Now, is there a place for humility and class? Certainly. But at the end of the day, I won, you lost. You don't get to tell me what I get to do. And so that's what shapes my view on the flag planting issue. If you win and you want to trot out to somebody's midfield logo and plant your flag, I think you're well within your rights to do that. I also think the team that lost and is going to see their logo symbolically desecrated by somebody else's on top of theirs with the flag planted in. Did I just have a stroke? Flag planted in the middle. That team gets to respond. That team gets to defend itself. It can be both that Michigan feels they are deserved to stamp their flag in the middle of Ohio Stadium. And it is also okay for Ohio State to go, oh, hell no. Or it's okay for Arizona State to plant their Sun Devil trident into the A at Arizona. And for Arizona to go, you're not doing that here. I think both sides are okay. I think you should want that. I think you should want the excitement, the drama, whatever the case may be, whatever adjectives you want to use. I think you should want that. I think you should want your team to be so cocky, arrogant, confident that I just kicked your ass. I'm going to plant my flag in your logo. And I think if you're the team that lost, you should want your team to be so pissed off that somebody else is about to plant their flag in your logo that you're going to say, let's throw some hands. I am willing to fight you over this. I would be way more disappointed in my team if they stood there and watched your opponent do that to your logo at midfield. And I understand that, one, I'm kind of the chief of like, hey, at the end of the day, we're all just rooting for laundry. But there is a symbolism there. There is more to it than just my logo is on the field and you do whatever you are going to do to it. The idea that I just stand there and watch you do things that are, I mean, is it disrespectful? Yeah. I'm okay with the disrespect. I'm okay with you won. You get to do whatever you want. I'm also okay with, I'm not going to stand here and let you do that. And so I saw so much reaction, pushback of the NCAA's got to ban flag planting. The NCAA has to, like, you know what the NCAA should ban is shaking hands at the end of the game. Like, you just put 85 very adrenaline-riddled dudes on a field together, had them smash into each other for 3.5 hours, and then because the clock went to zeros, they're supposed to flip this switch in their brain and go like, oh, all right, hey, good game, big guy, appreciate you. Yep, but take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next year. Like, that's just not realistic. The idea that sportsmanship is somehow served by everybody walking by, and especially like at high school football. Like, it's especially dumb to me there. It's sort of like required volunteer work. That's kind of the opposite of what those two words mean. But a required sportsmanship where you walk by at the 50-yard line and everybody goes, nobody is served by that. That's not sportsmanship. That's required sportsmanship, which is pretty much not sportsmanship. And so if you have these two different teams who don't have the I hesitate to say mental maturity to come together and not start punching each other in the face, we could go ahead and not do that. But the idea that, like, hey, we're going to outlaw flags on the sidelines. You don't think that somebody's just going to toss one down with a flagpole? We're still going to have to deal with this. The idea that all of that goes away by NCAA legislation, unless the punishment is, hey, you don't get to play in the next game if you're caught trying to plant your flag and somebody's midfield. Like, it doesn't work. And so I think, does there need to be some, like, hey, if anything, there needs to be, like, for instance, Texas, Steve Sarkisian was like, hey, guys, we're not going to run out to Texas A&M's logo and start tearing it up. Like, we're going to be better than that. You can have that restraint. You can tell your players, hey, we're not going to do that, because all it's going to do is create problems. And it was Ohio State and Michigan were asking for problems before that, where, Sharon Moore was going up to the Ohio State fans, waving goodbye, showing them they'd won 4 in a row, all of those things. You're already kind of poking the bear that you already beat. And I have no issue with that. But I understand the people who do have an issue with that and who are going to say, hey, I'm not going to stand here and let you do that. Just because that's my thought process doesn't mean that's everybody else's thought process, which should be, I think, more people should feel that way sometimes. But at the end of the day, if you win, I said this in 2018 when, like, Baker Mayfield had to apologize after he planted the flag. I don't think you have to apologize. You won. You did what you did. I don't think Ohio State has to apologize for that. Their players said, I'm going to go out there and kick their ass because they're trying to desecrate my logo at midfield. It can be both. It can be, hey, you both are in the right, and then eventually you both are probably in the wrong. The idea, like, I don't buy into the entire thought process that this is a travesty, this is terror, it's disgusting what's happening on the field right now. Like, okay, Gus and Joel, calm down. It's college kids who are angry about a football game at the end of the day, okay? Like, chill out. And everybody else probably needs to chill out too. But emotions are high. I get it. But this whole idea that this is what's wrong with today's generation, shut up. Just shut up. And to at the same time, to people, like, I saw somebody say, like, hey, that's just, like, Ohio State doesn't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, they do. If we were playing pickleball together down at the rec courts and I beat you, and then you come home and there I am doing donuts on your front lawn, are you going to be like, well, you know what? He won, so I just have to sit here and watch this? No, you don't. I saw another tweet that somebody had said, like, hey, why not just let them plant the flag on your field, and then when they leave, you take the flag, you still own the field. Okay, why don't you let me have, like, it's still your field at the end of the day when they plant their flag, and it's not like them planting their flag gives them ownership of the field. Okay, well, let me have sex with your wife. She's still going to be your wife when I'm done with it. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? It's just dumb. So stop with the dumb opinions. I think you should want your team to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to go plant their flag. And I think if you're on the losing team, you should say, I'm going to kick their ass for trying to plant their flag. I saw so many Ohio State fans were like, well, we don't have to lose, classless. The Michigan running back after the game said, they got to learn how to lose. Well, sometimes you got to learn how to win too. But again, that's my feelings are, do whatever the hell you want. But if you're going to say they need to learn how to lose, well, I don't think that's the case. I think you should get to do whatever you want. But if somebody who's a 6'4", 240-pound defensive lineman says, I'm not going to let you do this, I don't think they are the issue. And so for the people who said, well, if you wanted to fight, why didn't you fight on the football field? Yuck. Michigan scored a touchdown during the game from after they got the ball to 2-yard line. And it took them 2 plays to score. The idea that Ohio State didn't fight for 60 minutes and then we're still like, I'm not going to let you do this. The entire conversation, the entire situation is ridiculous. It's overblown and dumb. But what's even dumber is the argument that, like, the NCAA needs to do something about this. They don't. Nothing needs to be done about it. People need to be okay with winning and be okay with losing. Once we get to that point, I think we'll be all right. Those are my thoughts. Want to hear from you in the comments down below. Should the NCAA ban flag planting? Should there be harsh punishments for it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That'll do it for today's episode of the Daily Huddle. Appreciate you making us a part of your day, however it is, wherever it is you're doing so. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're getting all the great college football content you're pumping out. If you're listening on the podcast feed, drop a 5-star review. It goes a long way in helping out the channel. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Huddle.